Hi everyone, Sue's Journal Adventures here. Excuse me, I'm playing with bits again today. I've been playing with paper scraps. We've got cat head today, not cat butt. I've been playing with paper scraps, but now I'm playing with little fabric scraps because I just want to make dinky little things. Could be clusters, just anything really. And I'm in, well, I'm not really in sewing mood, but I've just sewn a little pocket, and it was this kind of like organza, see-through, but a bit stiffer than organza. So I just sewed it into a pocket, and I sewed the lace on as I was doing it. As you can see, I just folded it round, and then I just stuck a little thing that I'd stamped and sewed a few stitches. So I'm just making quirky little things like this. Don't have to be anything amazing or brilliant. I mean, if you're a brilliant sewer, then your pockets are going to be brilliant and neat. You could sew them on a sewing machine, but with it being a junk journal and everything handcrafted, I'm just trying to do a bit of sewing today. I've been playing with bits of paper and putting things together. I did a video last night, but it was hideous. I actually deleted it. Not because the video itself were bad, but it was just too long. I chat too much. And all I actually made on that video was that. So I layered that onto a piece of card and stuck it on a piece of fabric. And that, and my video were 40 minutes, and I'm like, what? That's ridiculous. I'm not even putting that on there. So I'm trying not to, yeah, and I'm already waffling. So, oh no, I cannot have two cats on the desk. I really can't. Oh my goodness. The cats are just, oh, stuff's going all over now, Kitty. Yeah, Charlie, Oscar and Simba all keep taking it in turns. Charlie were here. Then Simba were here. Then last night, Oscar were here. And now they both want to get on that. Do you know what I've come to the conclusion it is? Because I'm so tight. Well, I'm not tight, actually. I'm quite generous. But it's November and it is quite cold. But I am not putting the heating on yet. And I just think, well, the reason being is I sit in this room. Why should I have radiators on all over the house and be paying to heat the whole house when I'm just literally sat in here? So I refuse to put the heating on. And because I've got a pile of fabric here, I think that's why they're all wanting to sit there, because they can get on fabric and get warm. Oh, poor Oscar. Oh, I'm so sorry, Oscar. I've already got a cat here. So what I've been doing prior to coming on here somewhere, so I've been just stamping little bits of fabric. So much mess around here. Oh, that's my ball of cotton. Is there something on that? Yes, there is. So I've just got all these little bits and I've just been stamping. This one I probably use as one piece, but I did some and I cut it up into several pieces. Like that was a piece that I cut into 4. So I've just got little stamped things. You can make them into tabs, you can make them into pockets or things to go on a pocket, whatever you like. So I've just been stamping some little bits. I mean, that you could totally just fold that over the edge of your journal paper. I've got some journal paper. Wait, fold it over the edge, whoops, and stitch down with your sewing machine. Mine's not working. And you've got a nice little page tab, and all it is a tiny scrap of fabric just stamped. So I'm trying to kind of sort of make clusters ish, maybe even pockets, like that one is a pocket, but not really thinking too much about it, just putting stuff together. Now you can, if you like, see, that could totally be a tab for a journal card, couldn't it? Totally. That's actually a flip I've just made for my journal. It's just such a mess on here, and I've got cat butt and cat head and cat sat here. Oh, Charlie, your bum's really big. Can you move over? I've not got very much space to work in. So I've got this little scrap which I'm thinking I might add some other little scraps, but you can lay it out first to see how, if you like it and how you want it, and I think that looks quite cute. Actually, I really like that. And if later on you decide, well, so I haven't got a piece of card, if you decide, just give me one of these, that you don't want to put that on a page, you can put it onto some card and make it, I mean, it can be a fabric pocket. We all put fabric pockets in our journals, but you could just sew 3 sides or glue 3 sides, have that as a pocket, or you could back it and stick it onto some card, coffee dyed card or paper, nice pretty paper, and make the card into a pocket. So they're useful to have these little bits, and I just had the tiniest bit of this left, so I've just been cutting it up into pieces. I've lost my scissors at the end of your bum. No, Charlie's paring his head off again. If I just should have set the camera going just a few seconds earlier, because he were actually snoring. Bless him. So anyway, here I am. Did I say this is Sue's Journal Adventures? I think I did. So I'm just going to sew this to this, because I actually quite like how that looks, and no more forethought than, do I like that there? Yeah, I do. Sew it. So I'm not very good at sewing, as a lot of you will know. Do I put that over there? Might be easier to sew through that bit, might it? Than just getting the edge of that fabric. Actually, am I getting that edge? Let me just sort myself out. So I might need that to go over there a bit more, so I can actually not, I don't just want to pick up the frayed bit, you see, because then it ain't going to really sew. And I'm not very good at sewing, and I'm not very quick at sewing, so please bear with me, because I can't fast forward. I'm just going to do, I've got a knot, yeah, I've got a knot. I'm just going to do it over this way. I was going to do straight across stitch, but I think actually I'm just going to do like the blanket stitch. I think it's called blanket stitch. I don't know. Where you just go around the edge anyway. Oh gosh, what are you doing? That's come off, hang on. You could pin this together while you're doing it. You know, not like me who just starts to attack things with not a lot of preparation. My hands feel strange today. I feel like I'm fingers and thumbs. I feel like my fingers aren't my own. But I have done a little bit of sewing. I've done a little bit of stamping. I've done a little bit of designing some bits and pieces. So I just thought little quirky things like this that are hand sewn. And I think sewing machine looks fabulous, but just to make it a bit more junk journally, hand sew it. It looks different, but kind of looks a bit cute hand sewn. Maybe not with my sewing, but my sewing's not very good. But it doesn't matter. I think, you know, in a junk journal, it doesn't really matter. People do use true junk, and they leave it as true junk. Some people use junk and pretty it up to make it look like it isn't junk. Oh gosh, I've just unthreaded my needle. It's a good job. It's a big eye. Excuse me for just wetting that a bit to get it to stay straight. Trust me to pull thread out. Thank the Lord that they are big eye needles is all I can say, because I'd have been here about 3 hours just trying to rethread that. So just getting a bit of stitching on edge of it. It's kind of going into the frayed bit a little bit, but it don't matter. It don't matter. All I'm wanting to do is put it together. And then when you've got these bits, you can even add to them again later on. I kind of like that bit. It looks like I've missed a bit there, and I haven't. It's just where it's gone into the frayed. Should I go all the way around? I don't really feel I need to, but do you know what? I know I don't think I've got enough cotton. I'm going to end that there. So I'm just going to go through there again and take it through. I am not by any means teaching anybody how to sew, because I am probably the worst sewer there is, but I'm just giving you little ideas of, if you're feeling a little bit uninspired and you're not right up for making a journal page and you think, oh, my creativity is not fantastic today, just sit and sew little bits of fabric together, and just like a cluster. They don't have to make any sense. They don't have to be, you know, some amazing uniform project. That's just a quirky little fun bit. Probably going to sew the bottom. I think I need some more cotton though. That is not going to make it across there, is it? Oh, sorry, I'm getting knotted up with that stuff. Oh yeah, I wanted to sew with that as well. So yeah, I'm just having fun playing with little bits and bats. Nothing amazing. I did coffee dye some fabric the other week, a couple of weeks back. See what I mean about my fingers? I just can't get them to work today. Still can't get it. Completely forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, just wanting to make little bits is what I'm trying to say, I think. I don't know. I've completely forgotten what I was saying. So, oh, no. I might want to cut it off. Sometimes I like to leave it on the reel so you can just kind of keep sewing. I don't expect any of these to be neat and perfect because I can't sew neat and perfect, but I just want the rough sewn edge kind of thing. It'd be nice if it'd go through my fabric where I want it to go through. There we go. Sorry about my sniffing. As you can probably hear, I'm bunged up again. I'm like, I don't know what it is with these colds. I've got a cold for 2 days, it goes for 2 or 3 days, it comes back again, it goes again, it comes back again. I don't really know what's happening. 1 minute I'm fine, next minute I'm not. I've woke up with a headache this morning. I've had a headache all day, which is a bit stupid because you could take some tablets, but I tell my daughter and my son off for doing that. They'll be like, I've got a headache. I'm like, well, why don't you take some tablets? Oh no, I'm all right, don't want any. I'm like, no, you're not all right, because you keep complaining of a headache. And then finally, hours and hours and hours later, they'll take some tablets. But I suppose they kind of get that from me, because I used to do that. I used to suffer with headache all day, and then like 10 o'clock at night, I'll take some paracetamol. Crazy, crazy people. But if something hurts, take some tablets. Says me, who's had headaches since I got up, and it's now, I don't know, probably about 3 o'clock, 2:30, and I still haven't taken any tablets. Whoops. Yeah, I'm good at giving the advice, but I don't always take it myself. Sorry if I sound quiet. I don't know why I'm quiet. I'm just quiet. My door is open and my neighbours are out. Well, one of my neighbours is out in the garden, so not that it matters. But this is very rough sewing. The stitches aren't going all the same way. They're not neat, but that is the point. I don't really want it to look super neat. If I did, I'd fix my sewing machine and sew it on there. But I just want it rough, rustic, and have I done it? Oh, I thought I'd done that thing again then. I have a tendency to sew things and go one way and forget to come back up the other way, and it ends up going round my project. So I'm just going to go through to the other side, make a knot. So basically I'm just chatting and sewing. If you're bored, feel free to go. I don't want anybody to watch something that they're not enjoying. And I ain't got all really exciting to talk about, really. I'm just having a bit of a lazy weekend because my son's away this weekend, so I don't have to cook meals or think about what I'm going to cook. I just have to feed myself a little, I don't know, whatever I fancy. So there, I've got that. Now that could be a pocket in itself. That could go on a page. It could go on a page, and it could glue down 3 sides, or you could sew it on your machine. That could be a pocket. That also could be a little belly band. Depends what you want. Or like I say, you could put it onto, let me get a piece of card, get a bit of a better idea, a piece of card, and then put it on there and make it as a card pocket. You could even have it as a card pocket, a pocket, and a belly band. It's up to you. But I'm just wanting to use these scraps that are here under my cat's bottom. It's alright meowing at me. It's my desk. You're the one that's invading my space, Mr. Big Fluffy Butt. He's like, leave me alone. Right, so you had your head in the picture before. I think people would rather see your head rather than your bum. So I've got this. This didn't stamp that fabulous, but I'll still use it. So you can also, if you want to glue, just let me keep this over here so I don't lose it. Oh, I nearly pulled it out then. So basically you can glue things. So I probably maybe wouldn't use something like that, or maybe would on a cluster, but you can just layer up stuff. You could layer it up. You can pin it. You can pin it, and that, and then just stick a bit of that in the background. So it's kind of just making clusters, but fabric clusters. Can you see that? You probably see more of his butt than you can see in my project. Oh, you can see it. So just things like that. I think what I might do is I might actually glue that together. I'm going to glue it loosely and then sew it. Because if I'm trying to hold it all together, it might not work. But I have got pins. I do have pins. Alright, so I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to sew that. Do I want that, or should I have something shorter? And then I want that piece that I just had, because that looked cool. Could do it that way. Yeah, I like that way. Could do it that way. I'm just going to put a spot of glue on there. Even my glue's getting tufty. Oh, and it's really not coming out very well. I think it's the weather. That is just not looking that great, is it? Get that put in the bin. So I've stamped loads of things on little bits, which I've pretty much lost them all now. But I've also stamped on a big piece, so I can just cut them off when I want them. So, do I want that? I kind of want that. I might have it going off the edge a bit, actually. Or do I want one of these? Just in like a square off kilter. And stitch around the edge. I don't know now, but I think I actually want a piece of this. Oh, this is going to be fun. And I've got a thinner bit. No, not really. Okay, well, I'll go with this one. I'm just going to sew this. I'm not going to chat, I'm just going to sew it. I will sew this because I haven't glued it properly, but I'm just going to sew this into, if I can remember how to do it. Sorry, I'm fingers and thumbs, and I'm also, this is like really thin. Oh, I haven't put a knot in my doodah. Great start, Sue. Get a knot in your doodah. Do you want a knot in your tail, Charles? Can you hear him purring? He's really loud. It's very loud. Yeah, I had Oscar sat on here last night when I was crafting. I'm like, what is it with these cats? Are they in some kind of a conspiracy? Let's stop mum crafting. I don't know. So I'm just going to sew this bit. Sewn ruffle, not a machine sewn ruffle, a hand sewn ruffle. Oof, that only just caught the edge of it then. Never mind. I'll keep it going. I'm keeping going. And it only just really barely did catch the edge of it. Oh, come on, fold the way I want you to fold, ruffle. It does help if your fabric complies with you. Mine isn't. But I'm keeping going because, you know, that's what I do. I just keep going. Charlie's really curled up in a little ball now. I have to say, though, the door is open a bit for the cats to come and go, so it is actually a little bit chilly today. My feet are cold and I've got socks on. I hate having cold feet. If I have cold feet, I can't get to sleep. I had a hot water bottle last night. So I'm just going to keep going with this little thing. Sorry if it's boring watching this. I just wanted to do some little sewing-y bits. And come on, ruffle, get together. There we go. Up there. And down there. I'm not picking up the back, am I? Don't want to pick up the back. So this is only just a little, as you can see, scrap of fabric, but you know, it's just fun. I'm not a huge fan of sewing, but little things like this I don't mind. So I'm just going to seal that off at the back and make a knot. There we go. Scissors, chop. And I think that will just look quite cute. Maybe at the bottom. Yeah, I like that. So, oh, keep finding funky bits. No. Where's my things gone? I think I might want one of these. Do I? That's quite bulky now. I should have had that on instead of that. Or I should have put that, well, I can put that lower down because I only stuck a tiny bit of glue on it. So I might have that there, a bit of glue. I mean, if you've got a sewing machine, this would be a heck of a lot quicker. But I just also wanted to show people who are beginners and quite new to crafting and they haven't got a sewing machine. And maybe you haven't got the budget to go out and buy a sewing machine, but you really like to see. I mean, I was so jealous when I first started doing crafting, seeing people sewing tags and sewing the edges of tags and pockets, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. Well, you can just hand sew it. So I might put this at the bottom now. Let me just see if I still like it. Hang on, I might put that elsewhere. So I can have this maybe just under there because there's a bit of space at the top of that stamp. And do I want that at the bottom? No. So yeah, you can actually sew anything on. You could just sew little die cuts on. Just sew in and out of certain little areas. Stick a bit of lace on, you know, whatever. That's all I'm doing. I'm just playing. I could even put that on there. I got a smaller bit of that. Smaller, now they're all big. Smaller? No. No, not really. I could cut a leaf off and just put a leaf on there. Might do that. Might do. I've lost my scissors now. Gosh, this desk is really awful. I say that on pretty much every video, but it really is because cats are sitting on it and they're just knocking everything out. Yeah, I'm just going to put that there with Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm going to go with one of these because I'm going to have just pretty stuff. I think I might glue this down for now. Not with that though. Fabri-Tac. Has to be Fabri-Tac for me. Just a line of glue up the middle, not because I'm sticking it down properly, because I am going to sew around the edges of it. Might not be on camera, but I'm going to sew that down. Pop that bit up there. Yeah, I'm just going to probably sew down that edge and across there. I'm not going to sew that because it's pink in shade and I think it looks quite nice. So I'm just going to get this with a bit of glue. And whoops, I've been making like paper clusters and stuff, and I'm thinking, well, why don't you just make some little fabric ones and just use these silly little bits you've got sitting on your desk, just use them up. So I'm just going to pop that there. You can't see me sewing now, but that's okay. If you want to see the sewing, don't stick this on. I sew a brown one then. Brownie, where are you, brownie? Brown, no brown. There's a brown, but that's a big one. I don't want something quite, because I've got the bulk of the ruffle. I don't want it too bulky, but these are bulky anyway. But well, okay, if I can't find a brown one, can I have a Aurora Borealis one, please, or a clear one? So yeah, I'm just having fun today, just playing. Just playing. These have got little knobbles on the bottom, and I do generally cut them off, but because it's sinking into a piece of lace and a piece of ruffle, it's fine. Okay, Charles. There we go. I think that's a really pretty little thing. I'm not going to do it on camera because it takes ages and you don't need to see me sewing everything. But there's a cute little cluster. And all I need to do, like I say, is just sew down there and across there with my little tiny stitches, and that's done. Where did I put my needle? Uh-oh. I kept sticking my needle in this little doily thing because then I thought you'll remember where it is. I've put it somewhere and I don't know where I've put it. So I can't sew anyway. So I can't sew. I found this in my stash earlier. I had this little box of stuff and I'm like, what is in this box? So I took the box, everything out of the box, and I found this. It's not a sticker. It's the acetate that was, so you get a packet of stickers and it's a clear packet like this, and then you get a hard bit of this acetate at the back and your stickers are on the front. But when I pulled this out, I cut these out, so I'm just wondering, no, it doesn't really show up, does that? But I could use, you can't really see it, I could use this somewhere on something. Doesn't show up that much actually, maybe on a different fabric. Still doesn't show up that much, but yeah, this is the general idea today. So I saw this bit of, I coffee dyed this because I like the pattern, but then it's crumpled at that side, so I thought, why don't you just fold it up, glue them corners down, sew around the edges, and you've got a little envelope. How cute is that? So these are things I'm going to be making today, not necessarily going to sew them all on camera because it'll take me ages, but I've got all these bits of lace and bits of flowers. Oh, I heard my needle. Yay. I'm going to have to cut this video short for the simple reason I really need a wee. Sorry, bit too much information there. But yeah, you can make little pockets, little tiny pockets, envelopes, and just stitch a bit of lace on them. And how cute is that? So all I wanted to do was come on and give you ideas. So if we chop there, and we have, I'll keep that cut bit as a nice bit, a little fold over pocket. You can even sew a teeny tiny little button on there, and then just have a nice little bit of spare lace on the back, or anything you want. Or you could even put a bit of lace across the edge of the pocket and just a little tiny gemstone. That's what I'm doing today. I'm just making little bits. So I've made a couple. You haven't seen me do much, but it takes me ages to sew, so I don't want to just spend ages sewing and you have to sit watching that. So there's some ideas, and I hope I've given you a few more. Just get all your little scraps of fabric out and have a play. See you soon.